One of the biggest things people face with is their fear. So many people don't know how to deal with fear. They're afraid. Some people are afraid of commitment. Some people are afraid of heights. Some people are afraid of bullies. Some people are afraid of life, of living. Some people go through so much dramaticness in their life, they're afraid to live. And those are problems. Some people, when you're a kid, you're afraid of your parents. You might be afraid of other kids. Well, it comes a point where you have to face your fear. How do you face your fear? You have to overcome it. So if you know you're afraid of something, you got to stand up to it. Like if you're afraid of heights, the best thing to do is go up on an elevator with 14 stories up. Get on a roller coaster. Face it so that won't affect you. Bullies, deal with them. Stand up for yourself. You can't be afraid your whole life. That stunts your growth. So it comes a point where you have to make changes in your life that deal with fear. Some people are afraid to get on airplanes so they don't fly. But in reality is if you want to get somewhere quicker, you have to fly. You have to do what you got to do. Some people are afraid to drive, so they never drive a car. You have to do it. You don't want to be on people's beck and call your whole life. You got to stand up to your fear and just do it. Make adjustments, make changes so you can do what you need to do. Part of growing is facing your fears. Some people live in one state their whole life. I'm going to be in Detroit my whole life. I'm never going to move. I'm never going to change. Well, you'll never get to see the world. You still have to see the world. You still have to make adjustments. You still have to do things so you can make it in life, succeed in life. So you have to do it. Some people have never left their house, so they stay cooped up. You have to make adjustments. You have to leave. You got to see the world. You don't want to be chained to your house. You got to make adjustments. You got to make changes. It's important. You don't want to stay one way. You who you are at 25, then you turn 40, you still the same way. Living with your parents, never left the nest because you're afraid to be on your own. That's no way to live. It comes a point in your life where you got to make changes. You got to make adjustments. You got to say, you know what? I got to do this to better my life. So you got to do it. Put yourself out there. Some people are afraid to talk to people. They're shy. Get to know people. It might be a good thing for you. You don't know unless you try. For you to evolve, make changes, be a better person, you have to take the risk. You can't be afraid of risk. Like they say, without risk, there's no high reward. You have to make a risk. You have to challenge yourself to be better. And some of those are doing things that makes you uncomfortable. When I was coming up, I remember I was afraid of the water. I was afraid to swim. Then when I learned how to swim, I was like, oh, this is nothing. This is fun. Then it got to the point I was afraid of heights. So then I started going on roller coasters. I started doing what I had to do. In fact, one of my first jobs was on a roof, 10 stories up, laying roof. Why? Because I had to make money. So I had to get over my fear. I had to do it to be a better person. In life, you have to challenge yourself. If you never challenge yourself, you'll be stuck in the same spot your whole life. You can't do that. Why do you think there's leaders and followers? There's people that's afraid to take the lead. Why? Live by the decision you made. Live and die by the decision. Look, I made the decision. I'm the one to blame. Be real about it. So many people, they don't want to make decisions, so they're always passing the buck. You can't live life passing the buck. Make a decision and stick to the decision you made. That's what it's about. Making a decision and sticking to the decision you made. That's what it comes down to. So many people have to make adjustments. So many people are afraid to make changes. I ran across older people, they're afraid of computers. They're afraid of the internet. No, I don't want no part of it because it's something new. You know, it's good to learn new things. Imagine if we never learned how to drive, or we never thought we needed electricity, or we never thought we needed technology. It's how you use the technology. It's how you use new things. Everything you see, you still got to be responsible with it. That's like when people start making money. You still got to be responsible with the money you make. You can't spend it all. You got to make changes. You got to make adjustments. That makes you a better person. You can't be afraid to make changes and adjustments. That's what life is about, growing. Nowhere do it say, okay, I'm going to be stagnant in life. I'm going to stay the same way. And you'll be stuck at one spot of your life. That's what it comes down to, making adjustments to be a better person. You have to make changes. You have to grow. Growth and development is what life is about. If you never grow and you never develop, are you really living life? That's what it's about. Wanting to make yourself better, make your family better, make your children better. People that you close to, that you consider your friends, making them better, and they make you better. You can't go through life being around people that don't add to your life. They just want to stay the same way. That becomes a problem. That stunts your growth. It all comes down to being the best you can be. Now remember, I got videos every Wednesday and every Friday. Wednesdays and Fridays. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.